Hi, welcome to the Sunnydale Diaries, a podcast where I, Melanie,
And I, Sean.
watch and discuss every episode of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, a show that Sean watched in its entirety in its first run and loves dearly.
Claim
I
it.
That's right. I am new to the show, and so we are coming from two very different perspectives.
Mhm.
If you are just returning to our podcast and have watched many times or listened many times so far, thank you very much. If you are new to the podcast, welcome, and you are more than welcome to drop us a line or review the podcast on your platform of choice. So today we are talking about season 3, episode 6, Band Candy.
A comedic and fun episode.
I knew from the screen grab on the Hulu front page that I would love this episode.
What was it?
It's Giles with a cigarette, like looking crazy in his eyes, and yeah, with his shirt sleeves rolled up, and I was like, oh my god,
Out of the funnier episodes, this is definitely one of my top ones.
this episode is ridiculous.
It is, absolutely is.
Like at some point, I just had to stop typing. I there was just too much funny stuff going on that for me to note everything.
hmm
So this episode deals with all the adults turning into teenagers and acting crazy. Do you think back to your teenager time and realize that you were crazy like that?
I think it was the opposite. I am definitely got crazier out of my teenage years.
You think so?
Oh, 100%. I was a very quiet, timid teenager.
But we were just talking about in an episode recently that you ran for school office and
Yeah, I don't think that makes me a ripper.
okay, I guess.
I don't think I knew who I really was until like college time.
Yeah.
So I think really the adjectives I use, they're like quiet, timid. It's just who I was. I mean, I was fun, um, but I'm definitely not as outgoing as I am now, which I know is not a huge amount, but
In your element, when you're in your element, well, so that's like the question that like you hear, those hypotheticals. If you could go back to high school, would you? If you could go back to that time, would you? Would you?
I'm gonna say no.
No.
No, I mean I enjoy it. We've talked about high school before. I for the most part I enjoyed it. I definitely have good memories, but I have no desire to go back to like that age, that time.
I guess it's a matter of would you go back knowing what you know now, or would
Well,
you
they'll
go
take.
back to that, and be the
But
teenager you were? If I knew what I
I,
know
I
now, heck yeah, I would go back
yeah, I would go back and have a conversation with like my 17-year-old self, smack him
and just
around a little
say, calm down.
bit.
It's okay.
Get some damn confidence.
Yeah. Like in the scheme of things, Melanie, this doesn't mean anything. The
Yep.
permanent record does not exist. It doesn't matter what school you go to, really. You're going to get into a school, it's going to be fine.
Yep. I saw a story. I saw it on the news, and then I also saw it on TikTok. So it has to be true.
Sure.
Of like some colleges, like one semester, I think it was one semester of tuition and like room and board and stuff, $100,000.
It's crazy.
So
It's
I
crazy.
am I am with you. It does not matter what school you go to. It really
Don't
doesn't.
take out a loan.
No. and,
Don't
I
sign
didn't,
those papers.
and I didn't even take out any, but I would tell any like teenager getting ready to go to college. Like I don't have the experience of people who have had to deal with paying it off the last 20, 30, 40 years. But
Yeah,
yeah, don't take
crazy.
out a loan.
Crazy.
Yep.
So, these teenagers in this show, or the parents that became the teenagers, they were just wasted or something. I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't remember. teenager. I mean, such a funny thing. I don't remember teenagers acting like that.
I just don't think they were in our types of friend groups.
Maybe. Yeah,
Because
maybe.
I mean, my niece, who I think at the time when she told me, she was in seventh grade. That at some like after school like a pep rally thing, three of her classmates were caught like drunk on tequila in seventh grade. And I remember like hearing stories about like the weekends kids had in like my ninth and tenth grade, but they just not people who I knew or who I was close with. But I think it went on. Maybe not as many people like what was going on in this
I
episode.
I just can't even imagine. I mean, these kids were just they were just all on the street mulling around aimlessly. I mean, I guess there was that. We were mulling around aimlessly at the mall,
Yeah, yeah.
getting kicked out of
Well,
Swenson's or Denny's for being
I've
too
never heard of
loud.
I've never heard of Swenson's before. Was that a up north
Oh, it was
thing
an
or was that
ice
like
cream
South Florida?
place. It was an
Oh,
ice
okay.
cream restaurant. I guess they had food too. But yeah, you went to Swenson's for ice cream after the movies. You
For
go
us,
to
it
the
was pretzels.
mall, you wander around, then you go to the movie, you sit in the front row looking up,
Ugh.
it doesn't matter, and then you go to Swenson's.
What was it about the mall? Because like we didn't like when you went to the mall like that, like you weren't shopping,
No.
but it just that's what you did Friday
Just time's
night.
gone by. That's what you did. You go to the mall, you wander around, you get something at the food court,
Hmm.
you wander around. Us, we tried to the big thing was getting cheat codes to dial long distance numbers for free.
Oh my god!
Who were you calling? I don't know. Who? What are you going to say? I don't know. It was the thrill of trying to get the phone call to go through. You go to the
Yeah.
arcade, maybe. You
Hmm.
play some games at the arcade.
Spencer's.
Yeah, you do go to Spencer's, but that's mostly just to look at the dirty items in the back of
Yes.
Spencer's and to
Yep.
check
Yep.
out the new posters. Are there new posters? You do that at the record store too. What new posters
Yep.
are there that you're not going to buy for twenty
Of course.
dollars each? A poster for
Touch the
$20.
touch the plasma ball.
Touch the plasma ball. Yes, yes. Oh, Sean, even though you're younger than me, we had a lot of the same experiences.
I mean, we're not that far apart.
You go walk around. What was it? Sharper Image, maybe,
Hmm. Yeah.
or Brookstone to look at the cool
Brookstone.
gadgets. Right? Yeah, you're Brookstone. I
Hmm.
was more Sharper Image time. Yeah, I
Um,
don't know. You just walk around and in my group,
walk
you
around.
went into service merchandise or Burdine's electronics. They always had like the Casio keyboards set up, and you play with those a
Hmm.
little bit.
Our service merchandise wasn't in our mall. It was behind the mall. It was
Yeah.
like literally
Yep.
around the corner.
Yep. You'd have to leave the mall and go over there. Yep.
Hmm. You mentioned posters, so like towards like your later teenage years, so high school. What? Tell me about some of the posters you had on your wall.
I had In Excess posters because In Excess was my favorite band. I had a giant. It wasn't even a standard size poster. It was a giant In Excess black and white poster over my bed. I also had a Lost Boys poster. Uh,
So
what other
bad.
posters did I have?
We're
I
supposed to
don't
be
think I
teenagers.
think those were the only posters. And then I had pastel like masks, like
Mhm.
porcelain Harlequin masks. That was popular in the late 80s and they were
Yeah,
pastel
my
and they were
sister had
hanging up
some of those
there.
on her wall. Yeah.
Yeah. What else did I have in my room? My room was all gray and pink at that time. So on my waterbed, on my
You had a
waterbed, it
waterbed?
was, oh yeah.
How did
Oh
I
yeah.
never knew you had
Who
a
didn't have a
waterbed?
waterbed
Wow.
at some point? You
Me.
didn't have a
My
waterbed?
family did not. No.
I had like the full on, full motion, old fashioned waterbed, and then when I got a little older and had a little money, I got the one that you didn't bounce around so much. It was like a
Huh.
I don't know what the soft sided mattress. That's what they called that.
Huh.
Oh man,
How, how was it sleeping on a waterbed?
loud. Because
Mm,
you turn
yeah.
over and it goes slosh 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 slosh.
Yeah. Interesting. See,
Hmm
12 years later, we're still learning stuff about each other. There's nothing. If we didn't have this podcast, I never would have known you had
I
a waterbed.
I don't even know how we got on this topic. The
You're right in the
far
middle of
reach.
you.
Teenagers, crazy teenagers.
Yeah. Posters. That was we went from posters
Posters. Oh
to.
yeah, going through that was such a big thing. You'd go and you'd have to go through the
I
rack of
could hear the clicking
yeah,
as
the
you
clicking. You
went
can hear
through
it
the
in your
thing.
head, can't you? Yes.
Yep.
Now, was I breaking into a store window to get to those posters? No.
No. Did you shoplift? Were you a shoplifter?
Did I shoplift? No, I don't think I ever shoplifted. I did do graffiti under a bridge once.
Ooh,
I know.
rebel.
I know. It was a highway. They were just building the Sawgrass Expressway in South Florida. And so nobody was out there. It was like basically the Everglades.
Right.
And so I went out with a couple friends, and I spray painted on the. Yep,
Do you
I
remember what you
know.
spray painted?
I spray painted the word "googie" because it was
Googie.
a funny. Yeah, it was a funny word that we used to say to each other. I don't know why.
Oh, okay.
Googie. So it was funny. I
Okay.
was really scared though when I was doing it. I'll tell you
Oh,
that.
sure.
I
Oh,
wasn't as
it's the
brazen
thrill.
and like anti-authority as a Ripper.
Right.
I was panicked the whole time.
All right. Switching gears, talk about chocolate bars.
Yeah.
What is your
Did you ever have
favorite?
to sell chocolate bars in school for a band or something?
I think we may have talked about this once before. For
Oh,
band,
yeah.
yes. And my dad worked for the New York City subway, so he would just like bring him in and like bring him into the break room, and they would just like be
They'd
gone.
be
So I never
gone.
had to sell anything.
You never had to go door to door.
No, not for that. Like other fundraisers, yes, but not chocolate was always an easy one, and I always was like the top award winner because
Yeah.
I sold them all.
I feel like when I did my literary arts club that I started, I feel like we might have done one fundraiser where we were selling, but it wasn't generic candy bars. I think it was M&Ms.
See,
And
that's smart.
again,
We
you
had
just
like
bring the
the
box with you class to class, and
yep.
sell that way. And
Hmm.
so I don't remember going door to door with them. But my parents had their own company too, so I probably just had them, bring it to the office and same, yeah, sell to the people that work there. It's
Ours
easy.
was
Everybody
always
loves
like
candy.
yeah. Ours was like the no name brand fundraising chocolate. I mean, it was good. I remember that,
Yeah.
but yeah, if it was
Yeah.
like something like M&Ms, I think it'd be easier. So, was there a time that you remember when your parents were little crazy, like the adults in this episode?
Um, it's funny when I was a kid. So when I was a kid, my parents were what, in their 30s, like when I was in high school, they're in their 30s. That's ridiculous to me. That is crazy. That's like babies having babies.
Yep.
Huh. So, yeah, when I was growing up, my parents had parties. My dad was always like the life of the party. He was that guy,
Hmm.
He was always dancing and having fun at a party. So, yeah, my mom is a little more reserved. Um, But I've gone out to a couple clubs with my mom. When there was a downtown Disney was a thing. I remember her going
Hmm.
with me to Eight Tracks, which was the
Yeah.
disco '80s club in there, and
Yep.
her like getting me to go out and dance. She. I would have liked to have known my mom as a teenager from some of the
Same.
stories she's told me. She sounds like she had a lot of fun, and I would have liked to have seen that.
Yeah. Yeah. I think my mom was a really fun, like, would have been really fun to hang out with, like, early 20s.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, 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 yeah. But nowadays, does she do anything with like teenagery? She still loves a theme park,
Yes. Yep.
you
I've
know,
witnessed it.
and that's fun. That's always fun to do. But otherwise, I don't know, not so much. Pretty
Mm,
reserved.
yeah. Mine were like looking back, like as they were my parents, but I I could see like again, my dad in his 20s was probably like completely crazy. I
Yeah.
could I could see the hints of it
So your dad has a lot of tattoos.
from the neck down. Yes,
Is that from when he was young, or is that when he's older?
he had like a handful from when he was in the Marines, but like maybe like four. But
Yeah.
after he turned 60, first it was a giant dragon on his chest. That was like the new one. But then from like 60 until maybe like 10 years later, he just kept getting them, and yet now, like, except for a couple of spots on his legs, from the neck down, he's covered.
When he got that giant dragon, so how old were you when he got the giant dragon? He was
I
60?
was I was in high school. I feel like 11th grade, maybe 12th grade.
And did he come home and show it off?
Uh huh.
And what did you say?
Um, I was shocked. I didn't like it. I was shocked. He
You're
didn't mean
like,
change. I don't like change. Um, but after like a point, it's like, oh, there's another one I didn't even notice, kind of a
yeah,
thing.
yeah.
But I mean, there's like he has like a portrait of me and my sister on him, which they did a very good job, like comparing to the picture. Um, which that's I appreciate that, but a lot of it to me just looks random.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
Hmm.
That's
I'm
pretty
good with
crazy.
my one Buffy
Yeah,
tattoo. Although
I
I am.
know.
Did you ever watch Danger Mouse? It was a cartoon in the '80s. It's
Yes,
British.
yes.
I think he's a hamster. The hamster Penfold.
Penfold.
Danger. Yeah, I would get a Penfold tattoo.
All right, you all heard it.
Maybe,
Where
maybe
would
in
you
our
get it?
who are in
Where,
Orlando.
where would you get it?
I'm thinking like my leg,
Okay, your lower leg above your
my
shorts
left
line.
my left butt cheek.
Your
I was thinking calf.
okay. All right. Good to
All
know.
right. Yeah, we'll see.
Okay.
2 weeks from now, Friday night, they're picking you up from the airport. Go to the tattoo parlor.
That I'm gonna be so tired.
I know, I know. It
I'm
would
gonna
have
be
to be Saturday.
distinctly non-teenager like.
Yes. I'll be picking you up and we'll be immediately going to the
Oh
hotel
my
to go sleep.
gosh. Oh my god. I know. I know. You're picking me up at like 11, 12 midnight.
I think so. Yeah,
Oh my gosh.
it'll be a quick flight at least.
Yeah, that's true. All right. Should we get into this episode?
Yes, let's get into the
All right.
episode.
Okay. All right. Let me open my notes. Band Candy.
And Candy, written by Jane Espenson.
By who?
Jane Espenson.
Okay. Do we know who that is?
She's done a lot of things since.
Oh, okay.
So, IMDb that when you get a chance.
Oh, all right. I will. This opens at the cemetery,
Mm-hmm.
right? And
Yep.
I couldn't tell, like, is she patrolling or what? She's on a blanket
On a blanket, sitting.
and we're studying with Giles for the SAT.
Mm-hmm.
How'd you do
Which
on the SAT?
expresses 1210.
What did I get? I feel like I was around there. 1210. Yeah.
I'm not surprised. Yeah.
I'm gonna say 12. I'm gonna say 1260. Math, and language arts.
I think I did better on the language arts.
Same. Oh, full for sure. All right. So she's studying anyway. And yeah, I really did. I was like, did they just come here to study? What is she like patrolling? What is going on? Why
When
aren't they like? Why isn't she standing? What happens if there's a vampire?
Yep,
And
that's
then we
fair.
find out
There's a vampire
she jumps up and she stakes the vampire. No biggie.
with a number two pencil.
Is that what she did? You go,
Yep.
girl. Yeah,
Yeah,
good.
'cause she said I broke my number two, and then I started wondering why are there other numbers? When do you ever use anything besides a number two? I think in art.
All right. So then we switch from the cemetery to the mayor's office.
Yes.
Mr. Trick is there. And the
Hmm.
mayor, who tells us that what do you say? This is what separates me from the other politicians, Mr. Trick. It's my closet of bones and and goo
Yeah. Yeah, that was a scary looking closet.
and smelly shrunken heads. Hmm.
He was looking for a scotch.
Yeah. Where did I put that scotch? Did you think it was in the shrunken head? Like, is that your
I think he
carafe? What?
did. I've seen a tequila brand where it's in a skull shaped container.
I have some of that. It's
That's where I've seen it.
agave vodka. Maybe you saw
Yeah.
it at my house. But yeah, I've never seen it inside a shrunken head.
No,
No.
And he wants
Um,
Mr. Trick to do something for him, and Mr. Trick, he's got a guy.
I know a demon. I know a guy. Or no, I know a beast. Is that what he
Yes.
said? I know a
Yeah, I think
beast.
I know a beast, yeah.
Okay, so then we have the credits, and we're at school, and there's a big sign that says "Go Sunnydale High Razorbacks," which is the
Oh, I
first time
didn't see
I've
that.
noticed that sign. And the first time that I realized that their mascot is the Razorbacks. Did we already talk about that?
Well, yeah, because there was the pig, and they had put.
That's what I was going to say. Oh, you remember that pig? Okay. All right. I
So I
don't think
think
that pig
the
was a
razorback is.
Razorback, though.
I think it has something to do. I think a razorback. I think it's like some kind of boar, like a
Oh,
wild
I
boar.
Googled it, Sean. And you know what
Okay.
AI told me? It is a
What?
feral swine.
Okay.
A wild boar, wild hog, and razorbacks. They're all descendants of released pigs first brought to the United States by Europeans as a food source. And then I said, oh, you remember that pig that got killed in the first season? That
Oh,
poor pig.
poor piggy, piggy.
What was his name? Henry?
Yes. So the pig was Herbert.
Herbert. I was close, Henry.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
All
Poor
right.
little Herbie. Oh,
Props to me. All right. Okay, so everybody other in the hallway and everybody wants to help Buffy with her SATs. That's nice.
yeah, yeah.
Don't they all have to take the SATs too, right?
Everybody except Oz, because he took them and he got the highest score ever.
That's right, for someone who failed.
Yeah.
Oh.
I liked
Um,
Oz's line of "There's a whole trick to antonyms, but this isn't the place."
yeah, that was pretty funny.
Yeah.
And Cordelia says she's gonna help and she loves standardized tests. She does great on standardized tests.
Can't you have layers?
Can I have layers? I remember not having to go to the counselor my first couple years of college because I had such a hard time with standardized with tests in general
Really?
tests. Yeah, because I had anxiety, I guess is what it turned out to be, that I had to like rip through that test really fast and be the first one done. That was
Uh,
in my head for some reason. And so she was like, "Well, why don't you when you
not do
finish, take a couple minutes and go back through it?" And this is like, ah! Like that never occurred to me.
that. But
Okay.
when they're still in that like little courtyard area, and Buffy's talking to Oz, and she said something about Willow being cute, and then Oz said she's always cute.
She's always cute. I know. I know. He's so sweet. We all need a little Oz in our
Oh,
lives.
that's another sticker we could make. I like
We
that.
all need a little Oz.
Yeah, we're
Okay.
just like a little, just like a little werewolf, or just
Okay.
Oz.
Okay. Um. Okay. So they walk into the cafeteria,
Hmm.
and Snyder is there with a table full of candy bars, and this is another forced pep.
Yes, that's what it is. If you
You
like
are
it.
going to have school spirit, whether you like it or not.
Hmm.
You're going to
So
sell
they
these
have this,
candy bars.
and they're selling them for the marching band. And then I wonder, is it like the jazz marching band from a few episodes ago, or is it a different marching band? But they need fuzzy hats just to go with Willow's fuzzy sweater.
That's right. Yeah, she did have another fuzzy sweater this episode, didn't she? An orange one.
Yep, yep,
That's her personality. They all dress their personalities, don't they?
yeah, yeah. You're right.
I could write an essay on this. Maybe that should be our next contest. Everybody write a theme. We want some good supporting arguments and at least 3 quotes.
To follow on the
Yes,
essay
that's right.
contest.
These candy bars are called Milk Bar,
Mm-hmm.
and I wrote, "Do you think that's a Clockwork Orange reference?"
Never seen it
It's pretty.
or read it.
Oh. Well, they all go to the milk bar. That's where the droogs hang.
Okay.
That's like their version of the bronze.
So I bet that is why they're called that. Then
I wonder
that's
why. That's like a Joss Whedon "Look how cool I am" reference.
yeah, those little hidden nuggets.
Maybe it's a nugget. We leave the cafeteria. Now we're at home. Buffy and Joyce. Buffy has to go home. So she goes home, and Buffy and Joyce are having some Chinese food in the kitchen.
Yep. And Joyce says, "I'm the best mom."
Buffy
They're
says,
not.
"You're a good mom for buying 20 candy bars." And Joyce says, "I'm the best."
They're not. You're really not.
No, you're really not. Which Buffy says, "No, no." I was like, "Ooh, let her have it, Buff. No, because you would let me drive." Which is a horrible example because She's actually being a very good mom by not letting Buffy drive since she
She
failed her
failed.
test. She can't even take the driving test.
She failed the written test. I don't know anybody who's ever done that.
I don't know. Can you imagine if they made us retake that written test? Like
I
every
would
5 years you have to retake the written test.
I would be more worried about the road test.
You would?
Yes, because I'm so nervous with them in the car.
Oh,
Plus,
geez.
I haven't had to parallel park in probably 12 years.
I was so scared when we moved up here and I had to go get my license here. They were going to make me take the written test. There's so many weird little rules that, we probably break all the time that we don't even realize.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, in any case, back to Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Yeah, so they have a little argument because Buffy wants to drive and Joyce won't let her drive without a license, which is good on her. And then Buffy's got to go study and train with Giles. She's just in this episode, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So then we're showing her training with Giles, and Giles doing a little Jedi blindfold her kind of thing, sensory training.
Yes.
Gonna train her force ability.
And she
She
had
does
it.
pretty good.
Yeah. She throws the ball completely away from him, but it bounces off the wall and knocks him in the head.
That's funny. He thinks he's got her because she's going the wrong way, and then she bounces it off the wall. That was pretty funny. I think I
Yep.
chuckled. Buffy's got to go. She's got somewhere to be. She's got something to do. Boop, 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 boop.
Yeah, she's playing Giles and Joyce against each other. Because she's telling
Yes.
Joyce, "Oh, I gotta train with Giles," and then Giles, "Oh, well, Mom wants me home," and
I mean, that's the easiest lie ever.
yeah.
I probably would do the same thing for her
Mm-hmm.
in her shoes. So where does she have to go? She has to go to the mansion. We need our 2-minute angel cameo per episode.
I call this scene Tai Chi Angel with real working limbs.
Yep. She
It
walks
just
in on a
seems so silly.
shirtless angel doing his Tai Chi.
It just seems silly. It
It
just
is
does.
silly. Why is he in this episode? He doesn't need to be in this episode.
You know what? You're honestly right. Like that.
It had no bearing on the plot whatsoever.
Yeah, not in this one.
This is just a contractual issue, is my opinion. Or
Okay.
the promise. They knew that the promise of a shirtless angel scene would get more viewers. Now with more angel chest.
She's there with blood from the butcher.
Oh yeah. She's got blood. Yep, she's got the soup container of blood. Yep.
And she says to Angel as he's doing his Tai Chi, "I didn't know you could do that."
I
Like,
know. I was like, what?
yeah, didn't need to happen.
Work out
Just like,
shirtless? Do Tai Chi, stand upright for more than 20 seconds because he basically fell into her arms right after that.
how convenient.
Move around so much now that since you're so weak. Yeah, I don't know what she meant.
And
She had to say something.
yeah.
They got 2 minutes to fill.
Angel asks if she's being careful, and she's like, "With Scott."
Yeah. He's like, how's how that guy that you're supposedly dating but not.
Poor
Why
Vanilla
doesn't
Scott.
she tell him? She's like withholding all this info. She's stuffing everything down. This is not healthy for her.
No, it is
It's
not.
all gonna come out. She's gonna like snap in one of these episodes, and it's all gonna be like, ah.
Yeah. So then we go back to Buffy's house, and she's talking with Joyce. She's like, "Yeah, Giles really had me going." And Giles is in there, standing
I
behind Joyce.
know. Yep. I wrote that she walks in and Joyce is not pleased, and neither is Giles, who sneaks in from the side.
Yep.
They all want to keep tabs on her 24 hours.
hmm Now, at this point, they're wolfing down the chocolate. Did you notice it?
Like Joyce is talking to her, she's like, who's carrying around a chocolate bar? Because then they're standing there and Giles reaches in, they're sitting on the couch. He reaches into his jacket pocket, takes out a chocolate bar.
Well, maybe there was some besides like whatever it was that made them turn to teenagers. Maybe there was something that also had
Like addictive property.
like an addiction. Yeah, like an addictive
I know she
property.
was mawing on that
She really
and
was.
then
They want,
I don't know, and he's like, and she hasn't had chocolate in 5 years. Reaches over to take a piece of his chocolate bar.
yep.
That must have been some good chocolate.
Oh man, I wonder how many takes. It's just
Oh,
all too much. Like I like chocolate, but like a few pieces are good.
that's a lot. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, so then we're at the factory, the chocolate factory,
Hmm.
and it's Ethan Rain.
Yep. They haven't seen
Ethan
him in a
Rain and
while.
his smart slacks and blouse combo.
Wow. And then we're in study hall. Did you have study hall in high school?
No,
No. I know we did in middle school, but yeah, we did not.
you did at middle school?
But yeah, but we played games, like board games and stuff. It wasn't really like we weren't doing
Yeah,
classwork.
no, there was no study hall. There was just an extra class.
So I didn't like it, number one, because of that. Study hall doesn't really exist. And then it was in like that clearly a science classroom. Like those are
That's what
lab
I wrote.
benches.
I wrote, is Giles teaching science now? What the heck?
Well, if Willow could teach computer science,
Sure. We just throw anybody in there as evidenced by the rando teacher that Principal Snyder got to go in there when Giles doesn't show up. She's just walking down. Like, where is she supposed to be? She's just walking down the hall, and he's like, "Go in there and monitor these kids." Who are you? How'd you get in here? Go in there.
You're an adult. You can handle it.
You're a senior. Go ahead, get in there. It's a good thing Willow wasn't walking down the hall. She would have been in charge,
Yeah.
right?
So in the front seat, it's Cordelia and Buffy talking.
Yes.
Cordy references BX before
Yes.
Xander.
Before
And
Xander.
then the camera moves behind them to Willow and Xander, and they're talking about
I
them.
don't like this arc. I don't like
They're
this arc.
playing
I
footsie with
don't
each
like it.
other. Yeah,
Yes.
I know.
They're just talking blah blah blah, pan down, and they're playing footsies.
Well, and I've noticed they have their own little music thing they keep playing when they're having these little secret trysts. So every time I hear
Oh,
the
they
music,
do?
I
Oh,
tense up. Yeah,
don't like it.
because I just don't like it. And as you mentioned earlier, Willow has like a rust-colored fuzzy sweater on
Right.
right now.
Yes.
So
Yep.
Buffy's worried.
She also has on white tights with red sneakers.
Yes, I saw that.
I don't mind that. I think that's kind of cute.
Yeah, I thought it was cute. So Buffy's getting a little worried because where's Giles since he was supposed to be running the study hall? So she goes to the villa.
Yeah.
Yep, and Giles is
Bangs
there.
on the hard iron door.
That's got to be heavy.
That's what I think too.
Like Giles is like coming home. He went to the grocery store. He has 13 bags of tea, and he like can't even get in the door. It's so heavy. So yeah, Giles is there, but so is Joyce.
Yes.
They're working out a coordinated schedule so they can control her
Yes.
all the time.
Yep. Yep. And then Joyce gives Buffy the car keys. Here's
Go
where
ahead, take
you
'em.
really know that things are wrong.
Yeah.
I said,
So
take the keys.
I mean, I don't think Buffy did anything wrong in that situation.
No. Okay. All right.
So she takes the keys.
Yeah, and she's out. And
Yeah.
then Giles is lighting a cigarette.
And
And
Joyce had the
he even
bottle.
holds it like a punk. Like,
Just all you know.
I do know. That's how my dad used to hold it. My dad was a punk.
And Joyce had a bottle. I couldn't tell if it was like a wine or liquor, but she had a
Yeah.
bottle.
Yeah. She lifted from the liquor store. Yep. And she's like, do you think she noticed?
And that's when you see something clearly. We don't know what the something
Clearly.
is exactly yet, but something's up.
Clearly something's up. Yep. Then we go to the car and Buffy is driving and Willow's with her. And Buffy should not be on the road. Highly agree. This girl's nuts.
Yes. She was doing even worse than Sheriff and Clueless.
Like, do you think there's really teenagers out there that would drive like that?
Yes. Absolutely.
No.
Yes. Yes. definitely.
That's scary.
She made a new word, driviness.
That's right. That's good. Yeah.
And then we go back to the villa.
Drinking, smoking, and listening to some albums. Ooh.
Mm-hmm. Some
Here is
cream.
and Joyce is like, "Hey Ripper, you want to watch TV? I know how to order pay-per-view." And I said, "Of course you do. You, I know how to splice cable. I'm running a super extra long cable from the gallery to my house." Joyce suggests that they go to the Bronze.
Mm-hmm.
Now you really know something's up. Cut
Yep.
to the Bronze, where it's all old heads.
But it's an actual club today.
It is very clubby because it's all the old heads who know how a club is supposed to operate.
Yes.
That you go there, you have drinks, and you dance.
Yes.
There's no reading, there's no studying for SATs
No.
at a club. How could you possibly concentrate on that? You don't eat croissants at a club.
No. No tea.
There's no croissants in clubbing. So, but it's all old people, and then Buffy, Buffy and Willow come in and they see something's up and
Yeah.
what the heck are all these people doing?
I don't know if you caught it, and I put it on our TikTok and Instagram when I saw it. But as Oz is on stage playing, he sees Willow walk in, and just the look on his face, he's so smitten, and it's just like, oh,
His face just lights up.
yes,
He's so cute.
yeah. Snyder's there, and he's drunk.
He seems drunk.
Yes.
And Willow's doctor is up there on the stage, half naked, and he tries to stage dive and flops onto the floor.
Yep.
Probably breaks a
Broke
hip.
the hip. Yep.
So is it they're turning into teenagers or they're turning into drunks?
I think they're turning into teenagers, and then they went to the Bronze and got drunk.
Can you drink at the Bronze? I thought it was just tea.
Well,
Tea and coffee.
I am under the assumption that if you are of legal age, you can have alcohol. I think at this point, they have never shown any alcohol, but I think I've mentioned before. It's not much of a spoiler to say there will be alcohol at the Bronze.
Okay. That's canon. Then we go to the factory where Mr. Trick is stopping by to check things. And he makes an example of one of the workers with a quick little head snap as he's walking.
Yep. Got to stop anybody else from sampling the merchandise.
That's right. Back to the Bronze. And Principal Snyder says to Oz, "You've got great hair."
I liked, what is his name? What's the actor's name?
Armin Shimmerman?
Yes. I felt like he was channeling a little bit of the Ferengi character that he plays in Star Trek when he was playing.
Oh, yeah, you think so?
Young Snyder. Yeah, just a little bit of it. But.
Young Snyder. Then somebody says, who is it Xander? They're not just teenagers, they're wasted. Or that's what I said. They're not just teenagers, they're wasted teenagers.
Yeah.
They're all wasted and obnoxious teenagers.
Mm-hmm. They go to leave and get in the car, and Snyder follows along with them.
Yeah. He's like the pesky little brother.
Yes, he was me.
Yeah. Oh, they're in the obviously fake car.
Yes.
With the camera scenes behind them.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to go find Giles and Joyce. Giles, who is now fully Ripperized.
Yes. Ooh, good verb.
Baby Ripper and Joyce are walking around arm in arm, arms around each other. And Joyce is smacking on some gum because she's as annoying as a teenager as she is an adult. She plays it as a like a little reprobate 50s
yes
gang girl.
Yeah.
Kind of, And I think her hair might be bigger.
Yes.
As a teenager.
Yep.
Let's see. Oh yeah, and this was our plate glass moment of the episode where she's admiring some jacket in the window that she says very Juice Newton. Do you know who Juice Newton is?
I had to Google. I don't know that I ever heard of Juice Newton outside of this episode.
All right. And Ripper throws a chair through the window and gets the coat and a hat for himself.
I didn't see him take the hat, and I think it goes to commercial at that point. So when he came back, I'm like, where did the hat come from?
Where's the hat? Yep, he grabbed the hat. And then we cut for a quick shot of Buffy and friends getting T-boned.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, she just walks. They all just walk away
I,
from that accident. She's got like a tiny little cut right here. But the guy is like, oh, the guy like runs off. He's
yep.
just like, oh, gotta go.
Yep. I don't have insurance. I'm only 15.
Fine. Gotta go. I'm a teenager. Gotta go. Teenagers run away from accidents. Um, and back to Giles and Joyce after he smashes the plate glass window, and the cop is right there with his gun drawn immediately.
We'll go to
No
Sunnydale.
warnings or anything in the police state of Sunnydale. And then Ripper's like, "You won't use it." He's all tough guy. "You won't use it." And the cops, "Will so, will not, will so." And it was kind of like a scene from West Side Story. Like they're going to break into a little
Dance. Little number.
dance.
You know.
That would have been amusing. That would have been the only thing that could have made this episode even better. He Ripper knocks out the cop and makes out with Joyce on top of the cop car.
Yep.
like the true bad boy he is.
Absolutely. Yep.
We all love a bad boy. Now we're on alleyway set number 2.
Yep.
And everybody's there. Everybody's in the alley because that's where they're handing out more candy bars.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because these old teenagers can't get enough of the chocolate.
That's when she walks by Joyce and Giles making out, right?
This is where I stopped taking notes. I couldn't keep up with all the funny stuff that was happening with my typing my notes, and I just stopped. I was like, I'm just gonna make a note that this is the funniest scene I've seen so far. All the back and forth and the looks.
Because there is like a little like kind of like adventuring music as she's walking, and she walks by, and then the music just stops as she looks. It made me laugh.
Yes. That was a funny scene. I might go back and rewatch it. If you post stuff on, you've got to post some of that scene on our socials.
She sees them kissing, and he just walks over like, "What the hell?" And Giles like, "Go away, we're busy." So they get into it, and she's like, "You want to fight me, or you want to let me talk to my mother?" And then he just like gives really basically.
That was the best. Yes, he had to have a lot of fun.
Yeah.
In this episode.
There's a little, what I felt, unnecessary fight scene right before she gets into the factory with some like random factory worker that I just didn't think needed to happen.
The guy that's handing out the chocolate.
Yes.
Yeah.
I just thought it didn't need to happen.
Yeah. There's a lot of that in this show, Drew. Drew. I just called you Drew. There's a lot of that in this show, Sean.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's what I wrote. Yeah, she knocks out random factory guys, but and then she yanks Joyce into the factory with her, and Giles and Snyder follow because again, Snyder's a little puppy dog, little gnat, and Ethan Rain on the phone doesn't notice they came in.
They're not being quiet.
Not very perceptive. He did a perception roll and it came up really low. He runs for it, and everybody chases after.
Yep.
Right. Now we're at the library, and they're talking about how everybody's teenagers, and Cordelia's like, "Yeah, my mom wants to share my clothes."
And her dad locked himself in the bathroom with all the issues of Esquire.
That's gross. Another little awkward moment between Xander and Willow where their fingers touch.
And the music played.
I mean, can you remember when you were that age and like just touching fingers with someone? That was such a big deal.
Yes. I still don't like it. And then
the drama.
And then Cordelia, you want to swap?
Oh,
She has men swap books. But...
Swap books.
Yeah.
Back at the factory, Joyce and Snyder are just eating more chocolate. Snyder tries to make a pass at Joyce. And that was exactly how they played it. Like, he's such an annoying little gnat, and she just rolls her eyes and walks away.
And then he's like, he's so excited.
Yes. Oh my gosh. It turns out we're collecting a tribute for a demon, Lurconis.
Mm-hmm. And the candy is a distraction.
Yep. That's right.
Yeah.
Yep, that's a distraction to get all the adults away so that they can go break into the hospital, or not even break in, walk into the hospital and steal babies.
Yeah.
That's a lot of effort. That was a lot of effort just to get 4 babies. Which,
But
even if all the adults were distracted, there's no way four dudes could just walk into a NICU or a nursery and take babies.
suspend your
Those,
disbelief.
those places are secure.
That is very true.
Yes. Let's see, where are we? Okay, at the factory, Buffy is relaying Lurconis details to Willow over the phone, and Snyder's in the background talking about how he took Taekwondo.
At the
He
Y.
does some Taekwondo moves. He's pretty funny in this episode, I gotta
Yes.
say. Um, let's see. More
Buffy.
more eye rolling from Joyce in the background.
Yep.
Ethan tries to is gonna get the crowbar and attack, but he's taken out by Ripper.
They need to tie him up. And conveniently, Joyce has a pair of handcuffs.
And Buffy's like, never tell me. That was pretty good. That was pretty funny. Um, we find out that Lurconis eats babies. Gross.
Yep.
Um, in my head, I'm building this guy up to be a pretty severe demon, this Lurconis.
Okay.
Anytime I say demon in this show, I'm always imagining like this, gargantuan, awful, terrifying thing. And
Yep.
more often than not, it's not.
It's
Like, and this is no exception to that rule,
Mm-mm.
gotta
Nope.
say. But okay, so then they're let's see. They're going back to the hospital and they're talking about how the nurse didn't see who took them, and Giles calls her a dozy cow.
Yes. I
Did
saw
you look
that.
that up?
I
Did you?
didn't. No. I just thought it was a
Okay,
British thing. What did you?
okay, I'm gonna have to look it up and figure out what that is. Um, and we know that we can find Lurconis in the sewers. Of course, that's where everybody goes.
Yeah.
It's the
Gross.
place to be. In Sunnydale, you're either in the bronze, you're in the sewers, or you're in an air duct. Those are the places to be.
That's it. Nowhere else.
No, that's all the cool kids. That's where the cool kids are.
So down in the sewers,
Yeah.
Mayor's there, and Mr. Trick, and the four BB
If
tributes.
anybody who's anybody is there.
Yep. The mayor is on the phone doing normal mayoral things. He has some concerns about some exposed gas pipes.
Yeah, yeah, because even though he's like an evil demon guy or whatever he is, he's still gonna take care of city business,
Yeah. Somebody's got to
right?
keep it moving.
That's right.
Election day's coming.
Um, so then we see there's big fight scene.
Yeah, Buffy comes
It's
down. Yep.
yeah. Buffy comes down. There's big fight scene, and then we see Lurconis, a
Describe.
horrible, horrible, horrible snake CGI snake demon effect.
Yep. He's just poking his
I'm
head
not
out.
worried about him. I'm not worried about him. Okay, yeah, you just kicked butt. Just escort those babies out of here and let him go back in his hole. Not worried. Not worried about this demon. Ugh, it was bad. um, Giles or Ripper gets thrown into the water, and Buffy uses the exposed gas line as a torch.
Yep.
Torches the horrible snake effect
So
goes
do
back
you
into the
do
hole.
you think she killed it or just like it went away because it was getting burned?
It's getting burnt, so it went away to die.
Okay, all right, that's what I was thinking too. I was
I
just
think all
curious.
three of those things are correct. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I think so. He was pretty crispy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, Mr. Trick escapes as usual.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep. Yep.
He's tricky. He is tricky.
hmm He's no Spike. I gotta say, I'm missing Spike and Drusilla.
Lately on my TikTok feed, which I just deleted TikTok. I'm going cold turkey.
That's good.
But I had seen like a ton of behind the scenes Spike bloopers and scenes,
Okay.
and every time it freaks me out to hear his actual voice.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's the next day. We're in the mayor's
Yeah,
office. The mayor and Mr. Trick
yeah,
are talking, and mayor is tells Trick that you're kind of on thin ice. Like you need to be careful.
Oh, and he did say, "I got rid of this demon for you." So I
Yeah.
think that implies the demon is dead.
Yeah. That's true.
But
That's
yeah,
true. Yep.
But yeah, Mr. Trick's like, I did you a favor. And the mayor says, don't do too many favors for me or something like that.
Yep, yep.
Which, what does that mean? I don't, what?
I think I'm gonna just try and think like I've only seen the mayor up till now. Um, he seems like the type who wants things done in a very specific way. He doesn't
Oh,
like change. So
okay.
yeah, he got rid of a
Okay.
demon for him, but he felt he had to lead the tribute. So that's my thinking of what he meant by that.
All right. Okay. And then back to school. Principal Snyder is back to his old lovable self. He wants them to clean up the vandalism.
Somebody
And
spray
we got our
painted "Kiss Rocks" or
kiss
"Kiss Rocks" on the locker.
rocks. Why would they?
Why would anyone want to kiss rock? Oh, I get it.
Oh, yeah, that's kind of funny. And then we're leaving, and Buffy and Giles are talking about what happened, and then Joyce is there too. And it seems like Joyce does not remember, right? Do they remember what happened?
You really can't tell.
Well, yeah, because the way she was talking was like, "Oh yeah, Buffy says this so and so happened," and and it made it sound like she didn't remember. But then
Hmm.
she and Giles are definitely awkward with each other and give
Yes.
each other a little look, right? Okay,
Yeah, yeah.
okay,
And Buffy has to pay off the damage to the car,
I know.
which I don't agree with, since Joyce gave her the keys.
You know,
Worst mom ever.
yeah, worse. Um, yeah. So that was it.
Yeah.
And candy.
Yeah. How many stakes are you giving this one?
I give this one 4.5 steaks.
Wow, that's your highest. You've never gone that
I
high.
love this one. Yes,
I
this
think,
one was very good. This one was very funny to me.
yeah, yeah, I like this one. I'm going with 4. I think this may also be the
Okay.
first time you've given more than I have. Yeah, I.
Well, it would be a 5 had they had a musical number.
Oh my god, it
Little
would have been
gangland dance. Can I tell you my favorite line?
Yeah, what's your favorite line?
My favorite line, we didn't even talk about it. It was when all the adults were at the bronze and Buffy and Willow encounter Ms. Barton and they're asking her if she's okay and you know and she says something to Willow and she says, "Yeah, Willow, Willow, that's a tree. You're a tree." She says, "Are there any nachos in here, little tree?"
That's a good one. Normally I go for the funny ones, but for me it was Oz talking to Buffy about Willow and just saying she's always cute.
She's always cute.
I thought it
So
was really
matter of fact.
sweet.
Oh.
So, what do you think of the mayor right now?
So we've had hints about the mayor,
Yep.
but we still don't know exactly what his deal is. He's obviously in a position of power.
Yep.
Um, I don't know. I hope they give us some more on him soon.
Okay.
Like don't be teasing us too long.
Right.
I want to know.
Hmm.
We need another big bad.
I
And Mr. Trick at this point, I'm just like, okay,
he shows
you're just a
up,
little lackey.
he
He's just
leaves.
a lackey who's in it for himself.
Yep. Yeah. All right, next episode we have
What is next?
season 3, episode 7, Revelations.
Yeah. Ooh, Revelations.
Yeah.
Oh, it's going to have biblical undertones.
Okay.
Revelations. There's going to be a big battle at the end, big fight scene.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
And it'll have 30 seconds of Angel.
Yes. He'll show up. He'll leave. That's it.
Shirt or no shirt? Will he have a shirt next episode?
I
I
think.
say yes, he will
I
have a
think.
shirt.
I will say yes, but it won't be buttoned.
Okay. Oh,
If you're listening to this the week that it's released, uh, we will be at Fanboy Expo in Orlando, September 7th and 8th. We're going to be there Saturday and Sunday. So be on the lookout.
come say hi.
Yeah. We'll look like this, but in person.
Yeah, and we will probably be standing near a Buffy person's table at some point,
Yes. Yeah. I got to
right?
look at
Yeah.
I'm sure there's going to be a panel of them. So I want to
Oh, first there's gotta be. Last time I looked at their website, they didn't have that stuff listed.
Okay. You want to talk about the socials?
The socials, we are everywhere except for X and Snapchat, and we are at the Sunnydale Diaries.
Mm-hmm.
We have a website, thesunnydalediaries.com. You can go there to check out episodes and also to get an invite to our Discord server. If you want to get in touch with us, you can email us, the Sunnydale Diaries at gmail.com. We're
Yep.
always happy to hear from you.
All right. I
That's
think
it.
that's it. All right. We will see you next time for Revelations.
Bye.
Bye.